Hi VC, Nathan Metal Down Under here. Time for a CD and vinyl update. It's been a little while since I've done one, and I've picked up a few items I'd like to show you guys, and I'm going to get on with it. What's playing in the background today? Mean Street. I'm not sure where they're from, but they're all female thrash metal band. I probably should look to see where they're from beforehand, but I didn't. And there's the girls there. Great thrash. This one is on Music for Nations, and it is MFN 89. It came out in 1988, so that's Mean Street. Probably find they're American, I would say, but great album. Right, so that's that out of the way. I'll start off with the CDs. First one is a band I'd never heard of until I came across a compilation of hard rock bands, and the band I came across and I really enjoyed, and I went searching for their albums, and the band TMG, and I think the album is called One or I. It actually stands for Taki Matsumoto Group. Now Taki is a guitarist, real shredder on guitars, and this features Eric Martin from Mr. Big on vocals. They are a Japanese band, and as you can tell, this is a Japanese press, but really great hard rock. If you like Mr. Big, you'll really like this band here, TMG, but this is a little bit more shreddy in the guitars, but absolutely brilliant album. The song I first heard was where is it? The first song, number one, Oh Japan, a fantastic song. Check that out on YouTube. The whole album is really fantastic, and so glad I picked it up. And as you can see, there is Eric Martin there. That's Taki, and this guy here is also famous. I should look beforehand once again at his name. We've got Jack Blades on bass and vocals, Brian Tichy on the drums. Pretty much a supergroup, but fantastic album, fantastic band. Do check them out. I'm not sure if this is their only album, quite possibly might be, but yeah, great stuff. And so glad I managed to track down a copy, and this copy actually came from Japan. It took forever to get here because of the COVID crisis, maybe 3 months to get this in the mail, but yep, finally have it. Been cranking it in the car, and it's fantastic. So yep, check them out, TMG. Next one, a band called Lunar Mortis, and the album is called The Absence. Now this got me started on my love for female-fronted rock and metal bands. Of course, I'd heard of bands like Evanescence previous to this, but this is a little bit harder, and she can growl at times, and I was amazed at her vocal style. And from there, I just led on to other bands, Nightwish, Within Temptation, Delane, Lacuna Coil, just to name a few, and it went on from there to bands like Amaranth and some other great bands, Arch Enemy, but fantastic stuff. This album came out in 2009 on Century Media, and yeah, so glad I have a copy on CD now. Been looking for it for a very, very long time, and I found this copy on Discogs for a great price. Once again, took forever to get here, but when it did, played it, love it. And that is a picture of the band there. She is a fantastic vocalist, great standard singing voice, but she can also growl. Brilliant stuff. Do check out Lunar Mortis if you've never heard of them before. I can't quite remember where they're from. Definitely from Europe, but fantastic band, Lunar Mortis. And then discovered this band on YouTube. Just got recommended a video, and I went and checked out their Bandcamp. And I pre-ordered one CD, and I also thought I'd grab their first one as well. And that band is Pharaoh out of Canada. Great female-fronted metal. If you like bands like Arch Enemy, The Agonist, you'll really enjoy Pharaoh. I've seen Rob Blackstar Vinyl show this as well. This took forever to get here also. I would have been waiting for this for at least 3 months, and they turned up during the week. They're all, I think they're both EPs, but really killer metal out of Canada. And they also sent me a little signed picture up there as well, which was a great little surprise. And this is the one I pre-ordered. This one is called Wings of Agony, and it's a brand new release from this year. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-track EP. Really great, gritty metal. Growly. She's a brilliant singing voice as well. But yeah, the song I heard was, I think it was Wings of Agony. But really awesome song, awesome band. Great artwork there, and also really killer artwork there. I could have actually shown this in Gustavo's contest, but I wanted to show it in an update. And this CD there. This one came out a couple of years ago, doesn't have a date, but absolutely amazing stuff. If you like Arch Enemy, The Agonist from Canada, do check out Pharaoh. Really good pickups, fairly cheap too, from the band, which is brilliant. Support some artists on Bandcamp, is brilliant. And then the next 5 I'm going to show are all from one seller on a local site here in New Zealand. I bought it as a bulk lot, and I bought it particularly for one album. One of them I do actually have, but my copy is scratched, so glad to have a playable copy in my collection. And that one I already had was Amaranth and the Nexus on Spine Farm Records. When did this one come out? 2013. I love Amaranth. Elise, amazing front woman, and yeah, just a killer band. 3 singers in this band. Jakey isn't in the band anymore, which is a shame, but he's in another band now. I can't remember the name off the top of my head. I know it starts with C, if I remember correctly. And Amaranth now have the singer out of Dynasty in their band, and he's a great vocalist also. But I do miss Jake. These guys are out of Sweden. And there's another picture of them there. Fantastic stuff. So as I said, I already had this one, but now I've got a great playable copy. Would love to have that on vinyl, but it is very hard to track down. The next 2 I had never heard of before. But before I bought it, I had a listen to these bands on YouTube and really enjoyed it. And the first one is a power metal band out of Germany, and that is the band Silent Force. I'd say that Howard would probably know of this band. But yeah, this came out on Locomotive Records. Never heard of that label before. And AFM Records in 2007. So 13 years old now. Never heard of them, but I'm so glad I came across them. And yeah, fantastic power metal. Yeah, don't know any of the members of the band from any other band, but yeah, we have lyrics and band photos. So yeah, check out Silent Force. And the other one I was very unfamiliar with is Seventh Wonder, a melodic hard rock band. This album came out in 2010 on Lion Music, and this features Tommy out of Camelot, who is a great artist in himself, and he's also engaged to one of my favourite female-fronted singers, Cobra Page from Cobra and the Lotus. This band is from Sweden, if I remember correctly. This is almost like an EP, 7 tracks on it. But yeah, really great melodic hard rock. What did I say the year? Yeah, 2010. And there is Tommy there, fantastic vocalist and a fantastic melodic hard rock band, Seventh Wonder. And then the next one, I love this band. This is the second album I own by them now. I own the album Ghost Ship, but this one here is my favourite album from this particular band, and that is Theocracy and Mirror of Souls. This band is out of the States, Christian metal band, and the lead singer, Matt something or other. This gentleman here, I'll just see if I can find his name. Matt Smith. What a guy. He can play any instrument, plays the drums, guitars, bass, even plays the keyboard and vocalist. But yeah, there's the band there. This album came out on Ulterium Records in 2008. Yeah, great power metal, Christian power metal. Love every song on the album. Tower of Ashes on Eagle Wings, just really catchy, great melodic rock, power metal, really catchy lyrics and choruses. Real sing-along stuff. There's also a song on here, the title track, Mirror of Souls, which is 22 minutes and 26 seconds long. Yeah, it's all over the place, that song, but brilliant in itself. Yep, Theocracy, out of the States, great Christian power metal. And then they threw this one in for free because it didn't sell in an auction, and I didn't happen to have this one. The only one I didn't have, which was absolutely amazing, and that is Dragonforce and Inhuman Rampage on Roadrunner from 2006. A lot of people dislike Dragonforce, but I love them. Such frantic guitar work, and the drummer, can't believe how fast he plays. He must get knackered in live shows. And this featured their original, which one is he? Original singer. I can't remember which one he is. I think it might be this gentleman here, which I do prefer his voice. And it says Dragonforce, Inhuman Rampage, furiously fast, beautifully melodic, and thoroughly different. This really is Dragonforce at the incredible best. 2006 is going to be the year that power metal broke, the year that has swept the world, and Dragonforce will be power metal's nirvana. Ugh, horrible name that. This is a revolutionary album, one that will herald a sea of change in metal, and that came from Metal Hammer magazine, and they gave it a rating out of 9 out of 10. Record's just finished, but we'll just leave it quiet. But yeah, I do enjoy Dragonforce, brilliant stuff, and so glad to get that given to me for free. And that's all the CDs, and I've got 4 vinyl to show. The first one is band out of the States, Stitched Up Heart and Darkness. Female fronted metal band. This album came out earlier this year on Century Media. Very disappointed with the packaging on this. I find Century Media isn't that great with the vinyl records. There was no inner or anything in there, no lyrics or anything. Just came in a white paper sleeve and nothing else. Also have another album by the band Butcher Babies that came exactly the same. Cost me quite a bit for this, and yeah, all I got was this flimsy inner sleeve, which isn't very good to start with. And it says here, Stitched Up Heart Darkness. Darkness combines soothing electric melodies with powerful riffs and introspective lyrics, making the track a step forward from their debut album. And that comes from Loudwire. And this one's limited to 500 copies on a red vinyl. But really great stuff. She has an amazing voice. Amazing band. If you like bands like New Year's Day, you should really enjoy Stitched Up Heart. Yeah, they do a track on here. Which one is it? Lost, the first song on side A, featuring Sully Erna. And there's a video clip on YouTube for that. And I love Sully's voice. Out of Godsmack, of course. Yep, but Stitched Up Heart. Just wish they'd do better on the packaging. I would have paid with shipping and exchange rate maybe $55 for this, and yeah, was very disappointed. But still a great album, and I'm so glad I do have it. Then I picked this one up really, really cheap, and that is Saxon, and Innocence is No Excuse, on the Capitol label. This album came out in very small writing, 1985. Actually haven't had a chance to listen to this one yet, but I've heard mixed reviews on this particular album, but I'm sure I will enjoy it. I like everything from Saxon I've heard so far, even the albums that get a bit of a bad rep from the 80s. I really, really enjoy them. Yeah, there's the back. I think I paid $7 New Zealand for this one. Second hand, obviously, but it's in really, really top shape. A few little rough corners, but yeah, brilliant for what I paid for it. And then we have a picture of the guys looking very, very 80s with the Moes, and then we have lyrics. But yeah, I really enjoy Saxon. Biff has a fantastic voice. So that's my second one. Then the next one, I picked up my favourite album from this band. I don't particularly like their first couple. Very, very grindcore-y for me, which I'm not into. But I picked up Napalm Death and Utopia Banished. Now I do really enjoy this album. It's more death metal sounding rather than the grindcore. Also like the album Human. The album previous to this one. Can't remember the name of it. But yeah, great album. And look at the artwork, isn't it awesome? So much to look at. And then you have lyrics. This is my second album I have from Napalm Death. I have one on CD. It just came on. You get it out. Standard black on the Earache label. So stoked to have my first Napalm Death on vinyl. When did this album come out? 1992 on Earache. This is a 2017 reissue, and there's the band there. So yeah, really enjoying having this one now in the collection. Great album. One more to show, and then I'll get out of here. And that is a fantastic album, and that is by the thrash metal band Suicidal Angels. Great metal. I can't remember where they're from. Are they French? Possibly. But look at that artwork. Isn't that just damn amazing? Yeah, fantastic. And this is the first album I own by Suicidal Angels. It was actually Paul DeVito who turned me on to this band. I had heard of them and heard a couple of tracks, but I never picked anything up. then he started showing them, and I had a look around and found this for a great price. There's the guys there, looking very thrash. And it's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 tracks on it. This one came out on Noise Art Records. Years of Aggression is the name of it. I didn't have a year there. I see what it says on the label. Nice polylined inner sleeve, which all records came like that. There's the label. Can't see a date, but I'd say it's probably 2017, 2018, possibly even last year. There might be a enter in there. Actually, haven't listened to the vinyl yet, but I've listened to it online. I must have a year on here, but we have lyrics. Always hate it when they don't have the dates on it. No, unfortunately, I cannot see a date on that, but it came out in the last few years anyway. But yeah, isn't that an amazing cover? Love to frame that, if I had another copy, of course. But the Suicidal Angels, Years of Aggression, fantastic thrash out of France, possibly. Yeah, love this stuff. So that is my little update. I've got a few more CDs and vinyl coming in. I've got an order coming from Napalm Records in Austria. I'm not sure how long that's going to take. I picked up 4 records from there. And yeah, I'll show them in my next update, along with a few more CDs that are also hopefully arriving soon. So take care, guys. Look after yourselves and stay metal. Bye, guys.